Good morning. I turn my volume up. I can't hear nobody. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay now?
Yeah, I got it.
Awesome. I'll just start with a quick icebreaker. I always like to do that. If you'll use the chat function, it's on your Zoom screen. You'll just hit, there's a little button that says chat. Open up that group chat, and then I want you to put in there if you've ever used any type of scheduling tool. And we'll discuss what that actually is, but some quick examples. There's one called Calendly. You can actually use Google Calendar to do scheduling. There's Acuity scheduling, things like that. So if you'll pop in there and let me know if you ever have used one of these tools, and if so, which one have you used? All right, Gracie has not used something, so this is going to be really awesome for you, and hopefully you'll use some of these tools moving forward. A few folks have used Google Calendar. Okay, great. And Angie brought up a good point. She's used Hootsuite. So Hootsuite is something that we've used at Tabletop before. It's more for like social media scheduling. So that's definitely a great one. I love Hootsuite, and I could even do like a whole presentation on that one. But today, excuse me, we'll be talking more about scheduling tools that you use like to schedule appointments with people. So it will be a little bit different than something like Hootsuite, just to let you know, Angie. Rob has said that he's used things like Google Calendar for work and personal, Microsoft Project for project management work. So a lot of folks have used Google Calendar, which is great. And I'll show you at the very end one of my favorite little tips and tricks for Google Calendar. All right. So I will just ask, I'm going to go ahead and mute a couple of folks who might have their microphones on. Let's just maintain the mute button unless I kind of pick on one of you and want some feedback. But we'll go ahead. I'm going to share my screen and we'll get started. Let me just give everybody one more quick minute. I know we're waiting on a couple more people. So pop on. Okay, just reminding everybody if you want to just mute yourself real quick. Awesome. Okay, cool. All righty. Well, I hope everybody is having a great Tuesday so far. It feels a little bit like a Monday to me. I'm not sure why, but hopefully you guys had a nice weekend, and we'll go ahead and get started. All right. So today is number 5 in our Doing Business Remotely series, and we'll be talking about scheduling tools. So we'll go over what some scheduling tools are and some of my favorite scheduling tools that I've selected. There are so many out there, so I always recommend just trying before you purchase anything. A lot of these scheduling tools have free versions, so it's always really great to get your feet wet and then decide what works best for you, your small business, your larger company, what have you. So quick introduction. My name is Kristen. I'm the one in the snakeskin shirt, the second from the left on the bottom. And I am the founder of Tabletop Media Group. So we're a media agency that pretty much specializes in food, beverage, agriculture, and then some lifestyle brands. So it's a really fun job, I would say. We get to work with some fantastic restaurateurs. We get to go on farms all the time. I mean, we just have a lot of fun. So I did want to put up our contact information. It's to the left of your screen. So I have our website, it's tabletopmediagroup.com. And then our email address, info@tabletopmediagroup.com. And then you can follow us on social media at Tabletop Media GP. The GP stands for group. So feel free to follow us. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And then I'm also on LinkedIn as me personally, and then also as our company. And that's our awesome team. So I always like to put a face with a name. So today's topic is all things scheduling tools. Number one, we're going to go over what's the purpose of these scheduling tools and how can they help you as a business owner or someone in a company or just personally. I know that I use them a lot for just personal appointments. Number two, we're going to go over, we'll start talking about the different tools. So number two is Acuity Scheduling. Number three is Setmore. Number four, Simply Book. Number five, Calendly. And then number six, like I mentioned earlier during our icebreaker about what folks really like to use, most of you said that you use Google Calendar. So I will talk to you about a really fun Google Calendar trick. I did mention it briefly in my G Suite presentation. So if you were on the Google Suite presentation, you might already know about it, but it will be a good refresher for all of us. All right, and I will just ask real quick to make sure that everybody is muted, please. If you can just make sure that you're all muted. I'm gonna go ahead and just mute everybody, but just make sure that you keep that on so we don't have any kind of crazy feedback. Thank you. All right, so what's the purpose of these scheduling tools? There's no more back and forth. So how many of you, if you'll put in the little chat box, how many of you guys go back and forth all the time on email, trying to figure out when to schedule an appointment? And then maybe somebody has to reschedule, and then you reschedule again, and you're going back and forth. 2 to 3 works for me on Tuesday. And then the next person says, nope, doesn't work for me. I can only do Wednesday from 1 to 2. So how many of you guys have had that happen? I'm sure Heather's saying all the time, and she goes between a paper calendar and a phone calendar. And then Tony says yes on all different types of platforms. Amy's saying yes, it's super annoying. Absolutely agree with you guys. It is probably one of my least favorite things to do. But at the end of today's presentation, that will never happen again, I promise you. Because at the end of this presentation, you'll be able to send people a simple link and they can actually book themselves on your calendar. So that's going to be super helpful for you guys, and will help to ease some of that annoyingness that happens. I know, especially as things start opening back up, I know we're still in quarantine mode and stay at home, but I'm sure once things start opening back up and people do want to start engaging in those in-person meetings, I know we'll get a flood of them. Hey, when can we grab coffee? When can we do this? And so this will be a new tool that you can use moving forward into our new normal. So no more back and forth. And then you'll never have to ask what time works best for you ever again, I promise you, because clients can quickly view your real-time availability, and they can then, like I mentioned, self-book their own appointments with you. So that's what's really fantastic about these scheduling tools. All right, so we're going to talk about the first tool. It's called Acuity Scheduling, and we'll go over a quick introduction. This is just a video that I pulled from their YouTube account, and Acuity Scheduling is actually integrated really well and owned by Squarespace. So I'm not sure how many of you guys have used Squarespace before, but we're big believers in Squarespace at Tabletop. We build a lot of our clients' websites using the Squarespace platform. So essentially, it's a platform that hosts websites, and it also has free, well, you have to pay for it eventually, but it has free templates built in. So say you're a new business owner and you want to get a website up and running pretty quickly, Squarespace is a great option. So I did want to let you know, for those of you who are using Squarespace, Acuity integrates perfectly. So if your website is hosted on Squarespace, you can insert a little widget from Acuity and have people book appointments with you through this platform. So we'll go ahead, let me share my computer audio, and we'll go ahead and watch this video.
Hey there, and welcome to the Acuity Scheduling family. We're so pumped that you've joined us. Hang tight, you're now on your way to easy breezy scheduling bliss. Tell Acuity what hours you are available to take appointments, and create group classes for multiple people to sign up into. Block off time on your calendar when you aren't available, Cancel and reschedule appointments because we all know things come up. Sync with other calendars like Google, iCloud, and Outlook so you are never double booked. Integrate with third-party software like Zoom, QuickBooks, Google Analytics, and much more. Create gift certificates and membership subscriptions for clients to purchase. Pull detailed appointment and revenue reports because we know those numbers matter. And enable time zone support so no matter where in the world your clients are, appointments are being scheduled in the right time. Share your public scheduling page URL for clients to start booking appointments with you, or embed the scheduler on your own website for a seamless scheduling experience. Now your clients can self-schedule appointments from their own computer, phone, or tablet. Choose a service, a day and time, enter in contact information, and even pay for the appointment all in one convenient place. No works on phone calls needed, and no more missed appointments too. You and your clients will receive notification emails when new appointments are booked and can get a text message reminder before the appointment begins. Look at that, right on time. So whatever your craft is, whether that's showing people how to bend in odd positions, snipping off dead ends, or giving folks a good pat down, Acuity's got your back. Use the walkthrough guide above and get started. This is the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
All right, so that, I'm gonna take off my computer sound. So that's just a quick overview of what Acuity does. So I know it was kind of fast, but we'll go over that a little bit more in the next coming up slides. So like I said, Acuity does integrate really well with Squarespace. You could see on there, it integrates with the Squarespace platform and also many other types of website platforms. So say, for instance, you're a spa owner and you want people to be able to book appointments through your website. You can easily integrate a widget, and on your website, when you click book appointments, it'll show all the different types of appointments you have and folks can book. So kind of a fun tool that they have available. So on Acuity scheduling, we're going to talk about 5 interesting functions. So the first one is that you can easily set your availability. So Acuity allows you to set availability 2 types of ways. So first of all, you can enter your availability as a window of time. So say, I'm setting up my Acuity scheduling calendar for remote calls with people. So like Zoom conference calls right now, that's what I've been doing a lot of, or like coaching sessions. So I could say I have coaching Zoom sessions available from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So I can set that window of time. I can also set exact start times for my appointments. So maybe I only have an appointment at 9 a.m. or 10:30 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m. So I could set it up for start times. And then you can also create time limits on your availability. So for instance, maybe I'm available from that window of time, that 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., but I only want my clients to be able to schedule me in 1 hour max increments. So I could set on my Acuity calendar that I'm available from 9 to 12, but then I only have the times for my clients to book at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and 12 p.m. or whatnot. So I'll click on this. We're going to show a quick example of what Acuity scheduling looks like. So if you want to sign up for a free account, I actually logged in for a free demo. I think they give you about 2 weeks to kind of play around with it. So I definitely recommend. It's just acuityscheduling.com. And I'm going to actually pop it into the chat button for those of you who are interested in taking a look at it and getting a free demo. So I'll put that into the chat button in just a second. But this is what the website looks like. It's pretty easy to try it now. You just hit this little button up here. But I'm going to go ahead and show you what the back end looks like. So say I want to schedule my availability like we were just talking about. I can go ahead down to the availability function in calendars and click on set hours of availability. So you'll see that it has where I have my name of my calendar, and then I can go ahead and set my hours of availability. So what I'm going to do is I'll look at Sunday. I'm going to be closed. So I'll just type that. Monday, I want to be available from 9 to 5. Tuesday, I'm going to go ahead and change this to 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. as well, and so on. So it's really simple. You just go ahead and type in your different hours that you have availability. Say, for instance, though, maybe you're going on vacation. So every Monday I'm available from 9 to 5, but for instance, I'm going on vacation on the 27th. So I can actually go down and there's a section that says override hours for specific days. So I'm going to go here and I'm actually going to just delete this and say that I'm closed, and I can set those hours. So now it'll change it. And so that's really helpful, like especially if you know that you're going to be traveling, you're on vacation, or perhaps you just want to, take the day off or whatnot. So you can easily just toggle over and override some of those hours. But once you pop in, if you've selected that you have regular hours every week, it will go ahead and translate that 9 to 5 on Mondays that you have availability all the way for, forever. So I would definitely recommend setting, I personally like to set like regular hours and then just pop into that override hours for specific days and change it as fit. And then how we talked about how we have scheduling limits for clients, you'll click on this button right here and you can say that you only want one appointment per time slot, which would be a lot if one of your time slots says 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or you can go ahead and say that you want a certain maximum number of appointments. So I always like to say, I want, an appointment every hour. So that's where you can go in here and work on saving your time limits per time slot. So the appointment number per time slot is all right in here. So after you decide, I want to accept appointments until I'm fully booked, I'm going to have, 6 different appointments for a time slot or whatnot. I could go ahead and put all of that in here. So it's a pretty easy tool to use, I will say. I think it's fairly user-friendly. And you can also create different types of appointments. So say I wanted to have my client coaching calls. I only have that on Mondays from 9 to 5. I could create a calendar for that. And then maybe I want to have where I'll have another type of appointment where maybe I'm a massage therapist and I have massages on Tuesdays from 3 to 5. I can go ahead and set up different layers of types of appointments as well. So pretty easy back end to use. I just wanted to briefly show you guys what it looks like. So next up is creating appointment types. So this is really nailing down your bread and butter, the types of services you offer. So you can use Acuity to also set up classes, which I think is really cool. So like I said, maybe you're a massage therapist and you want to have all the different types of services that I offer. So as a massage therapist, I'm going to be offering deep tissue massages, Swedish massages, facials, different things like that if I'm a spa. So you can go ahead and create different appointment types in Acuity. You can also use it to set up a class. So the classes are really perfect for group events. So I know a lot of people right now are doing like group virtual fitness classes. You could use Acuity to set up something like that. Or maybe once we open back up, you want to do like a group yoga class. Or perhaps, you're organizing a conference. You could use Acuity to set up different classes or breakout sessions in your conference and have them schedule at certain times. And then whenever you're setting up appointment types, you can also add in pricing. So I think this is really cool, especially for those of you that maybe are having people sign up for like coaching sessions right now that are, let's say, $100 an hour. So what you can do is whenever they book with you through your Acuity link, they'll sign up for one of your coaching sessions and it will integrate with Stripe or Square. Those are the 2 platforms that integrates with to take payment. And then as soon as they sign up, you can go ahead and have them pay, either before or after the session if you want. So I think that's pretty neat that you can actually use this website to go ahead and also take payment for things, because we all know that that's really important as small business owners to accept the payment for our services. So I will show you, we'll pop back in here. So create appointment types. So this is under right here. There's all sorts of different things that you can play around with, like finding your scheduling page link. You can customize the appearance of your Acuity schedule and all that different kind of stuff. But if you want to go ahead and set appointment types, I'll go ahead and show you guys how you do this. So right now you'll see that I have one different type of service in here. So one type of appointment. So right now I have created a social media framework session. It's a 2-hour appointment and it's $150. So that's one of our coaching sessions that we do for some of our clients. So say they want to learn a little bit more about how to use social media. I want to require them to pay me $150 for 2 hours of my time, and then they can book me on certain days that I've allotted my availability. So maybe I want to edit this social media framework session and I want to drop the price. So I could go in here, I'm going to drop the price to $75. I can also change the color of this appointment. If I wanted to like color code my things, I can change the duration. So maybe I only want this class to now be 60 minutes. And then you can, what's kind of neat is block off extra time before or after. So, you know, we're all very busy and you would hate for somebody to book you back to back, back to back, back to back, and not even give yourself like a quick bathroom break or a quick lunch break. So I do like that tool where maybe you could give yourself like a 10-minute buffer before or after appointments as well, which is kind of neat. And then you can choose a picture. So this is really helpful for services that are quite visual. So going back to the massage idea, maybe for this service, it's a deep tissue massage. Well, you could upload a photo of somebody actually getting a deep tissue massage. So that's kind of nice to add a visual to that. And then you can say that this is public, where clients can book this on your scheduling page, or private, which is only admins and clients with a unique direct scheduling link can book this. So most of us, I would think, would be using the public access, but maybe you are setting up like a very private type of service and you only want certain people to know that. That's where you'll select the different types of access. And then like we mentioned, you can set up group classes. So this is where you'll select this button if you want to allow multiple people at one time to sign up. So you can select that and you'll just hit update appointment type after you've updated that one. So if you want to add in a new type of service, same kind of thing. You'll just follow along the steps. You'll add in the name of your service, the duration, the price, upload a picture, and then decide if it's public or private. And then you'll simply create your appointment type. So it's a great tool, and you can organize it by type of service and then also type of group class. So say I want to sign up or have an appointment for a group class. So I'm going to say virtual yoga class. It's going to be 60 minutes. And then I have the price is going to be $10 per person, and it's going to be public. And then I can actually go in here and set my max number of people. So maybe I only want 20 people to be able to sign up for that. I can change that right here and then create my appointment type. So that's how simple it is to use the back end of Acuity for creating your appointment types. So number 3 for the 5 interesting functions. So Acuity easily integrates with the following types of calendars. So I know Heather Barnes, she mentioned in the chat window that she has like all of her online calendars. So maybe like a Google Calendar, or Outlook calendar. And then she also has her paper calendar. So obviously it's not going to integrate with your paper calendar, but if you do have stuff from your paper calendar on one of your other calendars like Google or whatnot, that's really helpful because Acuity, when you're letting people schedule you, will automatically know, even though I've said that I'm available from 9 to 5, maybe I just scheduled a quick lunch with a friend from 12 to 1. It will recognize that I have an appointment on my Google Calendar and it won't let people book me from 12 to 1 while I'm at lunch. So that's something really, really cool and super helpful. So you'll never be double booked again. So these are all the different types of calendars they integrate with. Google Calendar, which I know a lot of us use as far as the chat that I could see. iCloud, Outlook Office 365, Outlook Exchange, and Outlook.com. So like I said, appointments will automatically show up in your synced calendar, but it will understand that you're busy if you have like maybe a lunch scheduled or dinner plans or whatnot. So it will go ahead and block off that time to prevent clients from booking you for when you're busy on your other calendars that you've integrated with. So it's pretty easy. Acuity walks you through how to set up. You simply just click integrate X type of calendar. So integrate your Google Calendar, and it will make you log into like your Google Calendar account or your iCloud account, and it will go ahead and automatically pull whatever calendars you select. So it's a really simple function. Definitely recommend linking up those calendars. So number 4 in Acuity scheduling interesting functions, it's you have a customized appointment page. So Acuity allows you to have your own landing page where clients can schedule appointments. So you can also embed the appointment page into your website like we talked about in the beginning. You can choose to add a different color scheme that goes along with your brand. You can add in your brand's logo. So for tabletop, we'll have our iconic cutting board logo. And I wanted to show you guys what an example of a landing page looks like. So I've pulled up my landing page. So this is what I set up. I made it bright blue. I mean, I could change it to purple, red, whatever. I always recommend just choosing whatever your brand's colors are. And then this is how it would look for somebody if I sent them just my unique link. So what I can do is I send this link in an email to somebody that says, hey, I hear that you're interested in our services. Here's the link to my calendar. And so they would simply click on this, and this is what it would look like. Then they can choose that they want to have my social media framework session service, which is the only one I have up here. But if I had multiple, you'd see all the different types of services right there. So they'll click on this and they'll say, I want to schedule her for June of 2020. Okay, well, it looks like she's only available Mondays and Tuesdays. I'm free on June 15th. I'm going to go ahead and select that. And then all the different times that I'm available pop up. So remember how I said I like to schedule these for 1-hour classes. So you'll see that now they've popped up. I'm available at 9, 10, 11, and so on. So as the client, I'm picking June 15th at 9 a.m. I will continue, and then it'll allow me to enter in my first and last name, my phone number, and my email. So I'll go ahead and type all of that. And then my email. And then complete appointment. And so now it will alert me that somebody has signed up for a class. It will send me as the owner of Tabletop Media Group an email. And then it will also send the person who has signed up an email. And so if that person does need, maybe something pops up, they need to reschedule, they can simply click reschedule and then go ahead and sign up for a different date. So I think that's really cool. I'm going to see if I can pop over to my email. So you'll see right here, my email has just sent me that an appointment has been scheduled. And then as the end user, I can also change and cancel that appointment if I needed to. So maybe someone signed up for an appointment and, oh my gosh, I totally forgot that I'm going on vacation that day and I hadn't put it in my calendar. I can go ahead and click this button, change or cancel. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel her. And then it'll automatically cancel it. So it's a really helpful function. I think it's a pretty cool tool to use. And then Heather just asked a question in the chat. Is there a way to schedule breaks between appointments so you don't get too scheduled back to back? So yes, that was actually in one of the tools that we had talked about where you can actually go in and select that you want to block off extra time. So if you click on this, block off extra time, say I want to, it says great for bathroom breaks, sandwich gobbling, and or power napping. Maybe I only want to schedule like a 15-minute break after the appointment. I could go ahead and do that. So that's a great question, Heather. That's when you're setting up the appointment type, be sure to say block off, and it will go ahead and add that little bit of padding in between. So fantastic question. All right, so the last interesting function is that you can create intake forms for clients to fill out before appointments. So this is super helpful. Like I'm just thinking of an example at Tabletop. So maybe I'm doing a social media framework session with a client. So I want to know a couple different questions before we start. What types of social media platforms are you using? How many posts a week are you using on, or are you creating on social media? What are you using to schedule out your social media posts? Different things like that. So I can actually build that in to the appointment scheduler when they're signing up for a session with me. So that's really helpful and also helps to prevent all the emails that you have to send back and forth to people. So after somebody signs up for a class, then I would have to go, if I wasn't using a client intake form, find their email address, send them this form, remind them back and forth that they have to fill it out before a session. But now it's fantastic. Before they even sign up for one of my social media classes, they absolutely have to fill out this intake form. So it won't even let them sign up without them filling it out. So you can go ahead and ask clients questions when they schedule an appointment, like we went over for the social media framework session. They're always asked for their name, phone, and email. So just so you know, that is already built into Acuity. So the forms are great for gathering anything else outside of that. So you can also ask clients to agree to terms and conditions, and you can set these up using Acuity. So maybe you're a massage therapist and you have different terms and conditions about their health and well-being or whatnot. They would have to read like a terms and conditions form and click that they agree to those. So you can also add that into Acuity. So that's something pretty cool as well. And I'll show you on here. So when you're setting up a new appointment, say I'm setting up the virtual yoga class, I want to add in a form, so an intake form. I'll have to go to the forms section and I can create a new custom form. So I think this is a really fun function. I'm going to create a new custom form, and I can go ahead and I'm going to call this yoga agreement or whatnot. And I can go ahead and ask different types of questions. I can do text box questions, check boxes, checkbox list, all sorts of different questions. So it's pretty easy to set up. If you ever have used something like a Google form or SurveyMonkey, it's kind of similar. It's just like basically setting up a survey for them. So I would go ahead and ask my question, how old are you? And I can make this a required question, or I can take it off if I don't need to. And then I can add in like different choices for them, and I can save the question and the form. So pretty easy to set up. And it will also ask you, when do you want to show this form? So what appointment type should this form appear with? So you'll check the boxes that are right next to it. So I want this form to only appear when people are signing up for my social media framework session or my yoga class or whatever. And so you'll just click that box. So pretty easy to do. Definitely recommend adding in forms just to save some of that back and forth. I know we're all about saving time and just being way more efficient. So I'm a huge fan of Acuity. I think it's very simple to use once you just get into the back end. And what's also really great is whenever you're doing your free trial with them, it will really like handhold you and walk you through the steps of how to do everything. I love that when you hover over certain things, it will explain what that function is for. So I think they've done a really nice job just as a company of getting things set up and training you on how to use it. So I hope that one is super helpful and that some of you will try it out. And I know that I mentioned I will put that chat in the chat box, the link to it. So I'm adding that right now. It's acuityscheduling.com, and it'll also be in the slides later on whenever Sherry from the Vance Granville Community College Small Business Center shares it. So it'll have that link in my slides that you can click on as well. So now I do want to talk about pricing. So of course, some of these tools that we'll go over are a little bit more expensive while others are pretty affordable. I would say that Acuity Scheduling is a very affordable platform. I think it's great for people who, you know, are, like they say, emerging entrepreneurs or small business. So I like the first tier. I think it's kind of cool, especially for right now. A lot of us are just like working off of our own calendars or like setting up appointments with other people, just us. So this one is going to allow you to have one calendar. So just you at one location. So maybe your like tabletop media group just at our office is only where you can set up appointments. So that would be an example of that. And it's $15 a month, or it's $165 a year. Then the next tier is called Growing Business. It's $25 a month or $275 a year. And it gives you 6 calendars included. So say, for instance, you own a spa, but your spa, you have one in Wake Forest, you have one in Youngsville, you have one in Warrenton, you know, different spas and all these different locations. So you can include 6 calendars for this. So you can include all 6 of your locations if you wanted to. It also has text messaging, which is kind of cool. So you know how sometimes you might book an appointment with somebody and then you'll get a text message alert? That is from a tool like Acuity. So you'll have to pay a little bit more to get that. So it'll text your clients reminders of their appointments and all different kind of fun functions there. You can also offer subscriptions and memberships to generate recurring revenue. And then you can sell appointment packages and gift certificates through the Growing Business. And then finally, the third tier is Powerhouse Player. This one is $50 a month or $550 a year. And it offers up to 36 calendars for your staff and locations. So that's something kind of cool. Like if you're a very large team and you want, say, you're back to that spa example, say you have, 30 different types of technicians. Each technician could also have their own calendar per location, and then folks could book them based on what their availability is. So it's really great when you have different staff members that people would need to book, or different locations. So next up, we're going to talk about Setmore. So this is another great tool, and it's a free online customer appointment scheduling platform similar to what we just went over on Acuity. So we'll go ahead and watch this quick video that I also pulled from their YouTube. Let me share my computer audio.
Setmore lets you book appointments with your customers online. These are the 5 main pieces of your account. We'll go through each one. Calendar. The calendar is where you manage your appointments. Click anywhere to start a new booking. Use the menus to select a service and add a customer. Then click Save. It's that simple. Customer list. The customer list includes names, contact info, and appointment history for all your clients. You can see who your best customers are and when their next appointments are coming up. Booking page. Your booking page is a web page that lists your services, staff, availability, and contact info. Share or embed the page on your website, and customers can self-book their next appointment online without having to call you. Notifications. Setmore automatically sends an email to both your team member and your customer for any new or rescheduled appointments. With Setmore Premium, you can also send text reminders. Staff profiles. Every team member has their own staff profile and calendar in your Setmore account. Staff logins give each team member their own username and password, while letting you control their level of access. What's next? Now that you grasp the basics of Setmore, continue learning on your own or message us to help you get started.
All right, so that's just a brief overview of Setmore. So pretty similar. I think their platform is a little bit more colorful, and I just seem to like the aesthetics a little bit more on their platform. That's just me. Like I said, definitely play around with all of them and just see what's best for you. A lot of them do offer free demos for like a week, maybe 2 weeks. So we'll dive into some of the interesting functions of Setmore. So it's like I mentioned, a free online appointment scheduling platform. So you can add in custom cost and duration, similar to Acuity. You can add in that, one appointment is going to cost $100 and it's going to be an hour. And then you can also adjust this on the fly. So you can adjust these on the web or on their app. So I think that's also kind of cool. And then it will prevent appointments from when you're not available. So no more double booking. It will also allow folks to book you outside of your normal operating hours. So one thing that I'm just thinking of when we work with a lot of restaurants, people sometimes want to call you in the morning to book a table or, to book a private party or something like that. Well, maybe if the restaurant had something like Setmore up, they could go ahead and just book you online instead of calling the restaurant first thing in the morning when they're not open. So a lot of restaurants, maybe they're only open from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And so it's really hard to get a hold of people in the morning or early afternoon. So something like this would be kind of cool, where people could book the restaurant or book an appointment with your hair salon or whatever you have when it's off hours for that company. So neat function there. And then also, like you saw in the video, I think it's really cool that they have the different staff calendars. So similar to Acuity, if you upgrade to a different tier, you can have a staff calendar. So say I'm going back to that spa example, I have 10 staff members. I can give each one of them their own login, and then they can manage their calendar. I'm only available for Kristen. I cut hair on Mondays from 9 to 5. And then Stacy only cuts hair from 9 to 10 on Tuesdays or what have you. So it would have all of our different availability. And then when somebody is booking through your website or through your Setmore link, it'll show you that you can book Kristen only at those certain times or Stacy only at those certain times. So really helpful for a company that has multiple people and lots of schedules to keep track of. So I'm going to show you now a quick video about how to book an appointment on the back end of Setmore. So this will walk you through, whoops, all right.
Every booking has 3 ingredients: the staff, the service, and the customer. First, select the staff member's calendar from the drop-down menu in the top left. Click an open slot in the calendar at the time you want to start a booking. The provider is already chosen, but you can alter it if you need to. Select a service and click Continue. Now you'll add the final ingredient. Either pick an existing customer, or if needed, you may add a new one. Does everything look good? Great, now click Save. Your appointment is now booked.
So that's just a quick video about how you book an appointment on the back end of Setmore. So maybe, of course, you're a business, you're still going to get people that call you and want to book appointments. Maybe they don't want to use your online platform. So that's how, say I get a call, I'm a spa and somebody wants to book me for a French manicure. So I would go into my Setmore account as the owner and pick that she wants her French manicure with Annie Oakes, one of the examples of the staff members. So I would go into Annie's book, and then I would see her availability, and I could easily book it on the back end. And then it'll send the customer a notification and Annie that she has been booked for 12 p.m. on Thursday, whatever date. So kind of cool that you also have that ability on the back end to book people. So it just helps to keep everything in line. So Setmore is also built to connect. So I mentioned that they do have a mobile app that you can use. So you can use it for iOS and Android. You can book appointments, manage your whole customer list, and sync your calendar from your phone. So I think that's a really great function of Setmore because we're all very mobile people in this day and age. And then also desktop, you can download Setmore straight to your desktop or laptop, and you can book appointments outside of your browser. So that's also a really neat function that you don't necessarily have to have Google Chrome up or Safari, one of your web browsers. You can actually download it as a program to your desktop or laptop. So integrations. Setmore also easily integrates with the following different types of platforms. So it easily integrates with social media. So Facebook, Instagram, and then there's Slack, which we're actually going to be talking about later on in our Doing Business Remotely series. You can take payments through Setmore. So you can take payments through Square and Stripe, exactly the same as what Acuity takes that we talked about just a few minutes ago. Then you could also add in a widget for people to book through your website. So if you're using a website platform like WordPress, Weebly, Wix, different things like that, those are some of the most popular ones. It will allow you to add in that little widget where people can book using the Setmore platform on your website. And then also it does integrate with Outlook Office 365 and Google Calendar. So similar to what we talked about with Acuity, it will not double book you if it sees that you're busy on your Google Calendar or on your Outlook calendar. Number 4, Setmore has sophisticated business integrations. So it also integrates with other commonly used business tools and software like MailChimp and Constant Contact. Those are 2 that we're actually going to be talking about on Thursday. So definitely recommend signing up for that class. It's an email marketing platform that you can use. And then it also integrates with Zoho and QuickBooks, so for invoicing, and then also Gmail and many, many more. And I included a link that if you click on whenever you get the slides at the end, you can see all the different types of integrations that Setmore has. So like, for instance, I know we mentioned social media. You can book customers directly from your Facebook page. And then Instagram, you can let customers book appointments from your Instagram, different things like that. So I highly recommend taking a look at this page and just checking out all the different types of platforms that it integrates with. Something else that's kind of cool is it does connect with Google Analytics. So you can get visitor and behavior data from your booking page. So you can see where those people are coming from, how old are they, different things like that. So I think that's pretty neat that it does integrate with those more sophisticated analytics. Number 5, the last interesting function of Setmore is that you are able to have text and email appointment reminders. So for text, it will send you automated text reminders to ensure customers that they're keeping their commitments. So say you booked that French manicure, it'll remind you like a day before or different things like that. And then it also saves you the cost of miss appointments. So we always hate when somebody's a no-show. So the more reminders you send somebody, the better. And then Setmore Premium is required, and you can get started with it immediately with your account. So you will have to have the premium account to offer the text messages. And then for email, Setmore will send automated email alerts and reminders to staff and customers. So it goes to both the staff member to remind them that they have to be there for that French manicure appointment, and also to the customer. And then it happens when appointments are booked, rescheduled, or canceled. So those are the 3 different ways that you'll get an email. And then the pricing. So I wanted to be sure to pull up the pricing. So free is when you can start with 1 to 4 staff logins and calendars. So I think that's kind of cool that Setmore does allow you to have up to 4 staff logins on the free account. And then you can notify clients with automated emails. You can also get paid online with Square. So that's something cool that it has integrated in there already for the free account. So highly recommend Setmore if you're definitely on a budget and you might have a couple other people on your team that you want to integrate this scheduling platform with. Premium is $25 a month, and you can then scale up with 20 staff logins and calendars. So a lot more than something like Acuity offers, in my opinion. And then premium, it can reduce no-shows with those text reminders that we just talked about, and you can get paid online with Stripe now and also Square. So you can choose either one of those different types of platforms. And then they also have something that's really cool called live booking, and it's only available in the US and Canada. And so it's $50 a month or $550 a year. And they will actually, like if somebody calls you, they'll live answer in the name of your business. So it's like an automated platform, and it allows customers to book 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. So something really neat if you're looking to kind of have like a step up in your business, still let people call you to book. Now it's automated, and Setmore will actually use their automated voice recognition services to go ahead and walk them through the booking process. So a really cool function of Setmore, but that's the $50 a month one. So if your business is ready to make that leap, definitely think, test it out and see what works best for you. So Simply Book, this is the 3rd one that we'll discuss today. So Simply Book, we're going to go over just a quick introduction of it. All right.
Hey, do you spend way too much time managing your bookings and appointments because you don't want to get involved in the hassle of setting up an online solution? What if we told you you're just a few clicks away from creating your own booking page where you can customize everything to suit your business's needs? Well, with Simply Book Me, it's easy to create your account, add multiple services, employees, classes, and locations, so you can start accepting reservations and payments from your clients right now. Within a few minutes, you can have your own beautiful website that your clients will be able to visit to book with you at any time from any device. In case you already have a website that you would like to add booking functionality to, we offer a variety of widgets which can be embedded on your site. Your clients will be able to book recurring appointments, purchase products, memberships, packages, gift cards, and leave their feedback about your service. Our platform supports online payments through a range of popular payment processors. If you have walk-in clients, you can book them and accept a cash or a card payment through our point-of-sale feature. Promotional discounts can be used to boost sales. The backend allows importing multiple clients, syncing with external calendars, and adding multiple fields to the booking form, among many other things. Both your employee and your client can receive booking notifications and reminders via email and text message. You can even configure dedicated notifications per specific service and/or employee. Finally, you can manage your business like a pro and monitor your site visits, sales, booking trends, reports, and so much more. Thank you for considering Simply Book Me. We encourage you to get more familiar with our platform by signing up for a free 14-day trial right now.
All right, so that's a quick overview of Simply Book Me. So Simply Book Me, I think it's a really beautiful backend as well. So kind of similar to what we just talked about, but I really like the look and feel of it. It's really clean looking, a nice design. And I also like the fact that they have a point of sale system that's built in. So if you wanted, maybe you're like a spa and you're looking for a platform where you can actually take payments like in your spa and then also online, I think something like this would work out really well. So something kind of cool about that one. So we're going to go over 4 interesting functions of Simply Book Me. So number 1 is that it accepts online bookings. So as all of them, this platform provides your own mobile optimized booking website or integration with your existing site. So if you remember in that video on the website that they showed, there was like a little blue button that popped up that said, book now. So you can easily integrate those like fun little widgets and people can click that on your website and it'll immediately pop open all your different services and what you offer. And then you can accept bookings also directly via Facebook, Instagram, and Google. So those are kind of cool. Like if you have a Google business page or a Facebook business page, you can easily integrate Simply Book Me and it will allow people to book you online. Number 2 is that you get notifications via text and email. So Simply Book Me will send reminders to staff and clients whenever appointments are booked, canceled, or rescheduled. And then it will also send you push notifications on your mobile for a new booking. Whenever you get like a new booking from somebody, if you have the Simply Book Me app, it will send you that notification, similar to what you get on all your other apps. It'll just alert you real quick that you have a new booking. So that's when you have the admin app downloaded to like your phone or tablet or whatnot. So the third interesting function of Simply Book, which I really love for people that might be offering like coupon codes or gift cards. So gift cards can be purchased by your clients to give to their friends and family. So maybe they've been going to your spa, they absolutely love your services, they want to book it for their mom for Mother's Day. So you can easily purchase a gift card online and then use these to pay for or get a discount on services. And then gift cards can actually be printed or sent by email. So another fun function for Simply Book Me. Then you can also create coupons and promo codes for all services, only specific ones, maybe particular products or add-ons. So for instance, maybe I'm a farmer and I'm selling, a wide range of different plants. Maybe I'm having a huge spring plant sale. So for every purchase of a tomato plant, you get 10% off all the tomato plants. So I could add in a code just for tomato plants. Or maybe I want, a big flash sale on my website for my plants. So maybe it's 20% off all of my plants. I could do that. Maybe for tabletop, if I wanted to offer, like you get a free coaching session with every one social media framework session you book, I can create all these different kind of fun promo codes and discounts right into Simply Book Me. And then you can choose a fixed discount amount or a percentage and define your validity. So maybe that plant sale is only going to go on for 2 days. So I could go ahead and put those 2 days whenever I'm creating that code. And then you can also push out these codes to your clients by email or text. So say right now, I know is slow for a lot of us. So perhaps you're having that big plant sale, but you're going to discount it like crazy. You're going to have 50% off of everything. So I could go ahead and all the existing clients that have ever booked with me, I can send them a quick text that says flash sale, 50% off of all of my plants for today only. So they'll get that text or they can get that email notifying them that it's 50% off. So it really encourages them to go ahead and book again with you or purchase something with you. So number 4 is that Simply Book accepts online payments and deposits. So they accept things or payments through PayPal and Stripe. So those are the 2 that they integrate well with. And then you can also accept cash or card on site via Simply Book's POS system. Now, I have not personally used their point of sale system, so I'm not super familiar with the back end of that. But I do know if your business is using a point of sale, it would be pretty similar to that. It's also great if like you're just starting out, maybe you're about to start a business that needs a new POS. I would do a demo with them and just kind of see what you like about it. But it's really great that they have that own system that already integrates into the back end for people to book you online. So pricing for Simply Book Me. So the free version, their tiers are a little bit different because they do based on number of bookings per month. So the free version allows 50 bookings a month, which is quite a lot, especially like if you're just starting out. And then they have different custom features, and I won't really get into that. There is a link in the slides where you can see all the different listings of their custom features, but it will allow you one custom feature, and then it gives you the booking website link and the widget to integrate into the back end of your website. Then the basic level is $9.90 a month. It gives you 3 different custom features, but 100 bookings a month. And then it will allow you to accept payments online and offers that sales POS system. And then the standard one is $29.90 a month, and it gives you 500 bookings a month and 8 custom features. So it's tiered, like I said, based on number of bookings per month and then what types of like integrations you want. So definitely would take a look at this one if you're somebody that is wanting to transition to like maybe a new point of sale system, or if you're going to be doing like a lot of bookings per month, like 500 or more. I think that's a really good bang for your buck right there. So next up is Calendly. So this platform is kind of fun. It's more for, I would say, like, you know, setting up those meetings, like whenever you're going back to back on email with people, like what day works best for you for a quick 15-minute call or a quick 1-hour consultation. So Calendly is really great for that. So I'll go ahead and do a quick intro video from their YouTube account so you can get a feel for what it looks like.
Scheduling meetings with people outside of your company should be easy. But it's not. Everyone's on different schedules in different time zones, so you have to send 4 different emails just to set something up. Calendly eliminates the back and forth. When you want to schedule a meeting, just share your link. Invitees can only pick from time slots that follow the rules you've created, so you're always in control of who you meet and when. Once your invitee picks a time, the meeting is added to all of your calendars. Calendly works with your most common business apps, securely integrating with your calendar, so it always knows your availability, automatically creating your web conferences, and updating your CRM as meetings are scheduled. It even sends invitees a reminder before the meeting. You can embed your Calendly link on your website and include it in your sales and marketing campaigns. Calendly is even more powerful for teams. You can pool availability of multiple team members, then either schedule a meeting that works for everyone, or assign meetings based on availability and priority. Invitees will love being able to schedule without all the back and forth emails. And you'll love being able to focus on the work that really matters. Because in the end, it's not just about saving time. It's about building better relationships and getting more out of every day. To start using Calendly, sign up for a free trial today.
All right, so that's your quick demo on Calendly. So how does Calendly work? Well, setup is super easy, similar to like Acuity and all the other platforms we've talked about. You'll let Calendly know your availability preferences, and it'll just do the work for you. And so I think it's also really great that it does integrate with popular calendars, so like your Google Calendar, and you can click to select like your personal Google Calendar, your work Outlook calendar, different things like that, and it will automatically integrate. And then whenever somebody wants to book you, so I know we were talking about in the beginning, maybe you're going back and forth with somebody trying to get an appointment scheduled. Well, instead of saying, does Monday at 5 work for you or whatnot, you can just say, hey, here's a link to my calendar. You can actually go ahead and book yourself with whatever time works best on your end. So you'll literally just copy and paste your Calendly link into that email, fire it off to them, and then they can go ahead and book you, and it will automatically add it to your calendar. And then, so they'll pick the time and the event is added. And then also what's kind of cool is that Calendly can integrate with video platforms. Like you saw GoToMeeting was up there. It's kind of similar to Zoom, like a video conference tool, it will actually go ahead and automatically add in a link to your video conferencing as well, which is kind of cool as well. So integrations, it works with the following calendars so you're never double booked. So those calendars include Google, Outlook, Office 365, and iCloud Calendar. So those are the 4 different types of calendars that it's easily integrated with. So the second interesting function of Calendly is control. So you can set those buffer times between meetings, prevent last minute meetings, create secret event types, and more. So maybe you have a function on Calendly turned off where people can only book you 24 hours in advance, or maybe it's 48 hours in advance. So I know I would hate like if somebody booked me for an appointment and I only was given like a 15-minute heads up. That's not going to work for my schedule. I usually like to know like 24 hours in advance. So Calendly really does give you a lot of great control on the back end. Number 3 is that you can integrate with video conferencing tools. So I know I mentioned that whenever somebody books you, maybe you want to integrate a Zoom link or a GoToMeeting link. Well, it will automatically go ahead and generate a unique Zoom video conferencing and dial-in details in your new Calendly event. So that's a really fantastic function. It also goes ahead and saves you the headache of going, once somebody has booked you, now you have to go into Zoom and create a meeting. Nope, it will automatically integrate it. So that is a really powerful tool of Calendly. So the 4th function is that it works with teams of any size. So there's a few different kind of tiers. So individual scheduling, the invitee can choose which team member they need to meet with from a team-wide page. So say one of our clients wants to meet with somebody from the tabletop team. They can select Kristen, Quinn, Jordan, or so on. So they can go ahead and toggle which team member they want to meet with when they're booking like a social media framework session. So they can go ahead and select which one. Then you can also have auto-assigned meetings. So the invitee schedules a time, and then the meeting is automatically assigned to an available team member. So that's a fun function too. So maybe we're doing all these different social media framework sessions on a Monday, and Kristen's already booked from 9 to 10, and so is Jordan. So now it will automatically assign it to Quinn from our team who is free during that time. So that's another fun function. Then the 3rd level is team member selection. So the invitee can choose which team member they need to meet with from a team-wide page. So that's pretty cool if you want to individually pick what team member you in particular want to meet with. So pricing for Calendly. So you have the basic pricing, which is absolutely free, but it does only allow 1 calendar connection per user. So like for me, if I wanted to use Calendly, I'm probably only going to be using it for my tabletop business. So I would only be able to integrate my tabletop business calendar. So I would not be able to add in like my personal Google Calendar if I had it separated out. So there might be the potential for some double bookings if I'm only able to integrate 1 calendar. But if you're somebody that has like 1 Google Calendar for all your business stuff and all your personal stuff, then that might be a good option for you. And then it will only let you create 1 event type. So another kind of limitation there. So just something to kind of keep in mind when you're looking at pricing here. You can schedule unlimited events. So that's a little bit different than like the Simply Book Me, which only allows you to have, a certain number per tier. And then it does give you a booking website and widget that you can send to people whenever they're trying to schedule you. And then premium, it's $8 a month per user. You have unlimited event types and 2 calendar connections per user. So that's really cool. Like I could integrate my tabletop calendar and then also my personal Google Calendar in the premium plan. And then you can actually remove the Calendly branding. So something that's kind of neat, like you can quote unquote like white label it. So maybe I wanted it to just have the tabletop logo and people don't really know that it's Calendly. So that's kind of cool. Makes you look a little bit more sophisticated on the business front. And then Pro is $12 a month per user, and it's 6 calendar connections per user. So that is huge. So definitely great for like a bigger scale business. So pretty affordable tool. I know a lot of people, just friends of mine and other colleagues that use Calendly. It's a really powerful tool. It's great for, eliminating that headache of, hey, when do you want to meet up for coffee? And then finally a month later, you finally have your coffee date down. So next up, this is the last tool and kind of trick I wanted to share with you guys is blocking off appointments on Google Calendar. So you know what, maybe all of these tools, you are just not ready to take the plunge into that quite yet. You just want to use something for free that's really easy just to book like one-on-one meetings. So I would highly recommend using your Google Calendar because you're already likely using this. So now you can know about a super cool trick. So you can actually block off appointments on your Google Calendar. What you'll do is you'll create a new event on your Google Calendar and toggle over to appointment slots. So I'll go ahead and pull up my Google Calendar. So I'm going to show you how to create an appointment slot. So I'm going to go all the way into July. So I know on July 9th, I am wide open. So this would be a great day for me to have like a coffee meeting. So coffee meeting, and then I would toggle over. Right now it's creating it as an event, but I'm going to create it as an appointment slot. So I want these coffee meetings to be available from 9 a.m. to, let's say, 1 p.m. That way I can have like a little break for lunch. But then I want to have slots with duration. So I'm going to click slots with duration, and I'm going to say I have a coffee meeting available every 60 minutes. And then I can go ahead and select what calendar. So I'm making sure this is my calendar, not one of my teammates' calendars. And then I can hit save. So now I have on my calendar that I have appointment slots. But now say I want to send all of my available appointment slots to somebody to schedule a coffee meeting. So what I'll do is I'll click on one of my appointment slots, and then there's a little globe that pops up and it says go to appointment page for this calendar. So I'll click on this. And then now somebody can see my calendar and look at my appointment slots. So right now it says, you know, I'm on the week view for this week and I don't have any availability on this week. So I'll click on next available appointment slot, and it'll now show me their little gray boxes that I have different slots. So I had already gone in and set up some slots for next week. So Tuesday on the 28th, I have all these different slots. I have one at 1 p.m. for a conference call, 1 to 2. I have one for 2 to 3, and so on. And then you also see I have some for May. So I can title it whatever I want. So I had some called coffee meetings, some called conference call slots, different things like that. So I could go ahead and say I am one of Tabletop's clients. I'm looking at Kristen's calendar. She has a conference call slot available at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, April 28th. I'm going to click on that, and then it will automatically go ahead and pop this box up. So it will allow me to go ahead and save this and book the appointment on the back end. So it's a really fun function. I highly recommend using it. And it's just pretty simple, especially if you're just tired of those back and forth emails. So like I said, you'll go and you have to manually set this up as an appointment slot. So you'll go add in your title, coffee meeting, and then click appointment slot. And you can pick slots with duration. And then another option is just a single slot. So maybe you only want to have a coffee meeting availability from 9 to 10 on that July 7th. So fun function, click on the appointment page, and then as a client, they can look and see all of your different slots that you're available. So a really great tool to use, and I hope that you found that helpful. So I know we went over just a little bit, but I would love to open the floor up. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to type it into the chat box. And I would love to do like another little icebreaker kind of wrap up in the chat box as well. Type in which one you think is your favorite tool and what you might want to use moving forward for your company or for you personally. And I'll go back so you can have like a quick refresher of what they all were too. So Tony is saying Setmore or Google. And Heather is saying that she's going to start with Google so she can get that down first. So I think that's a great idea. Google is definitely pretty simple and great for like a one-on-one appointments. I will say not so great if you're trying to like create like a group class or, you know, something like that. Awesome. Me personally, I'm going to really look a little bit more into Setmore. I think that'll be kind of fun for my team to use. So just a personal preference. Amy's saying Setmore or maybe Calendly. Awesome. And Setmore was pretty affordable as well, which is another reason that I really like it. Tanya's saying our advisors at Vance Granville Community College use Calendly. So that's really cool to know that they are using that. And then Google also seems really easy to her. So that's great. Yeah, Calendly is pretty cool. I have a friend who owns a company in Raleigh called Offline, and they're very tech savvy. And he was the very first person I ever knew to use Calendly. So that's where I learned about it from. And he sent me that link, and I immediately fell in love with it. I think it's really great for folks to use it. And I love that it integrates with all the other calendars too. Well, awesome. I really appreciate everybody's time. I'm going to hop on to the last slide here as well. That way you guys can have all of my contact info. So I'll go ahead and just pop that open. So if you guys do have any questions at all, do not hesitate to reach out to me. I've included all of our contact info right there, our website, email, and social media. You can tweet me a question, email me a question. I am all ears and happy to help. And like I mentioned earlier, definitely feel free, whatever one kind of spoke to you, go ahead and hop on one of their free demos. A lot of them offer like a 1 to 2 week free trial. And now we might have a little bit more downtime than we're used to, or maybe we're scheduling a lot more video meetings or things like that. So now it would be really great to go ahead and start setting up your availability calendars and setting up these different links and widgets into your website so people can book you. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much. And we'll see you on Thursday for our next session. We'll be going over MailChimp, Constant Contact, different email platforms that you can use to send out like massive e-blasts to your clients, customers, etc. So thank you all. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and end the meeting. I hope you guys found this helpful, and we'll hopefully see you on Thursday.